Okay, this is John Friedel, and you're watching GVTV News. So watch, and learn.
Thanks, John, and I'm Randy Hansen. In World News headlines today, website stage historic strike against anti-piracy laws. And Romney claims tax rate of 15%, $360,000 in speaking fees. Not very much. And hundreds protest in D.C. for Occupy Congress. And Obama Jobs Council calls for lower corporate taxes, increased domestic energy. And Wisconsin governor recall petition gathers over 1 million signatures. U.S. and Russia debate Syria measure at Security Council. And judge who targeted Pinochet stands trial in Spain. An Iraq war vet arrested in murders of 4 homeless men. And Obama to accept Democratic nomination at Bank of America. Stadium of Charlotte. Delaware commutes death sentence to life in prison. GVTV News would like to say the expressed views of our local broadcast do not necessarily reflect the views of the NCTV Digital Media Center. Unlike some other news media, anyone can use our information and our news any way you want, and guess what? It's free. You do not have to subscribe to us for daily news. But before these stories, GVTV News would like to thank one of our underwriters who supports your only visual video news media in Nevada County. That's right, it's us, GVTV News. In today's first world news story, thousands of websites of limited content are going completely dark today in global protest against a pair of anti-piracy bills currently being debated in Congress. 24-hour protest has been organized to call attention to Stop Online Piracy Act, or SOPA, and its companion bill, the Protect IP Act, PIPA, which would radically expand enforcement of copyrights in ways critics say undermine the free and open internet. According to sopastrike.com, more than 10,000 websites are taking part, including online encyclopedia, Wikipedia, and search engine Google. Good thing to get behind. Republican presidential hopeful Mitt Romney has agreed to release his income tax returns following calls from rival candidates. And he said, "What's the effective rate I've been paying?" Well, it's probably closer to 15% rate than anything, because my last 10 years, my income comes overwhelmingly from investments made in the past rather than ordinary income, or rather than earned annual income. I got a little bit of income from my book, but I gave it all away, and then I get speaker fees from time to time, but not very much. Romney's 15% tax rate on investment income contrasts with the higher tax rates most Americans pay for their income from labor. According to Congressional Research Services, investment income of the kind Romney earns has the single largest contributor to an increase of income inequality between 1996 and 2006. Romney's assertion that his speaking fees are not much could end up providing fodder to opponents who call him out of touch with most Americans. According to financial disclosure fittings, Romney's earnings more than $360,000 in speaking fees over the 12-month period ending last year. Hundreds of demonstrators rallied on Capitol Hill on Wednesday at what is billed as the first gathering of Occupy protesters from across the United States. Occupy Congress protesters gathered at the Capitol in congressional office buildings to confront lawmakers as they returned from the holiday recess. One demonstrator said, "Go ahead, but we need to show these people that we are not taking more there anymore." Well, right, blanked out. "So we're about to leave right now. It's out that way and we're going this way. Just follow us. We got this. We'll do this." Police say that at least 4 people were arrested during Tuesday's protest. The White House was briefly put in lockdown after an apparent smoke bomb was thrown over a fence. President Obama's Jobs Council has issued a new set of recommendations calling for more corporate-friendly policies. On Tuesday, the Presidential Council on Jobs and Competitiveness issued a report backing a reduction of the corporate tax rate and expansion of domestic energy production and doing away with a number of regulations. In a visit to the Council, President Obama praised its members' work and said, "I've personally emphasized to the White House team and to the Cabinet the importance of aggressively implementing the recommendations of this Job Council. I've been tracking implementation of your recommendations, and we've seen substantial progress across the board." Opponents of Wisconsin's Republican Governor Scott Walker have submitted more than 1 million signatures seeking his recall in a statewide vote. 1 million+ signatures amounts to nearly double the required amount of 540 and is said to mark the largest recall effort in U.S. history. Walker is being challenged for pushing through a controversial law ending collective bargaining rights for most public workers. If the recall effort goes through, it would face a new election in late spring or early summer. Recall petitions are also submitted for Walker's Lieutenant Governor, Rebecca Kleefisch, and 4 Republican state senators who helped pass the anti-union measure. UN Security Council members continue to wrangle over a measure to condemn the ongoing Syrian government crackdown on opposition protesters. On Tuesday, Russia said it wants to ensure any proposed measure does not authorize military intervention. The United States, meanwhile, said the Russian draft falls short of properly taking the Syrian regime to task. Speaking in the White House after a meeting with Jordan King Abdullah, President Obama renewed his call for Syria's President Bashar al-Assad to step down and said, "Unfortunately, we're continuing to see unacceptable levels of violence inside that country, so we will continue to consult very closely with Jordan to create the kinds of international pressure and environment that encourages the current Syrian regime to step aside so that a more democratic process of transition can take place inside of Syria." A Spanish judge who has targeted alleged war criminal worldwide has gone to trial in Spain on charges of overstepping his authority. Baltasar Garzón is known for taking on international human rights cases, with action including ordering the arrest of former Chilean dictator Augusto Pinochet in 1998, indicting Osama bin Laden for 9/11 attacks, and probing abuse of U.S. prisoners in Guantanamo. But he is suspended as a judge. May 2010 is now facing 3 separate trials. On Tuesday, Garzón appeared in court to stand trial on one of these cases brought by 2 businessmen accused of bribery who say they were illegally monitored. An Iraq war veteran who has been arrested in Santa Ana, California on charges of killing 4 homeless men Cote Ocampo is accused of stalking and killing 4 victims over a 10-day period last month. Each of the 4 were stabbed dozens of times. Ocampo served in Iraq until 2008, was honorably discharged from the Marine Corps in 2010. Friends and relatives say he returned from the war psychologically damaged, suffered from bouts of depression, trembling hands, and occasional hallucinations. And Democrats have announced they've moved the outdoors on the final night of their national convention in September so President Obama can accept the nomination before a larger crowd. Obama will deliver his acceptance speech at Charlotte Bank of America Stadium. Very appropriate place. Delaware Governor Jack Markell has commuted the death sentence of a convicted killer to life in prison ahead of his scheduled execution. Robert Gaddis had been scheduled to be killed by lethal injection on Friday. It was the first time in Delaware's history a death row prisoner sentence has been commuted to a life term. In related news, 14 people were arrested on the steps of the Supreme Court on Tuesday in a protest marking the 35th anniversary of resumption of the death penalty. And that's it for World News today. Now, thanks to one of our underwriters who supports your only visual video news free news media in Nevada County. That's right, it's us, GVTV News. Although the radios are not free.
something happening here. But what it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I got to beware.
That's right, it's time for the police blotter. Pictures in the blotter, not from these actual events, but used for visual aid only. Grass Valley Police Department on Wednesday, 10:11 a.m. A caller from 100 block of Georgesky Drive reported theft of video cameras. 10:24 a.m. A woman from 300 block of Pleasant Street reported being assaulted by a man. And 1:29 p.m. caller from Sierra College Drive reported a woman driving under the influence, weaving and driving over a curb. She was arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence. And 3:15 p.m. a caller from Margaret and Catherine Lanes reported a man beating on a woman in a vehicle. They could not be located. And 3:30 p.m. a woman from East Main Street reported a store employee sold a juvenile bath salts. Can you believe that? Juveniles can't take baths, can they? 4:42 p.m. a woman from Neal Street reported her vehicle had been broken into several weeks ago and a computer was stolen. And 5:01 p.m. a caller from 200 block of Sutton Way reported a group of 10 juveniles were doorbell ditching. 5:05 p.m. a woman from Nevada City Highway reported dropping her wallet and finding it with money missing. 7:41 p.m. caller from 400 block of Charlene Lane reported hearing a shotgun shot. And 7:50 p.m. caller from 800 block of East Main Street reported a man stole a tip jar from a business from Nevada County Sheriff's Office on Wednesday. 8:51 a.m. caller from 11,000 block of Greenbrier Way reported a burglary to a vehicle. 11:14 a.m. a caller from 23,000 block of Helena Drive reported neighbor was shooting too close to a residence. And 2:39 p.m. a woman from 17,000 block of Brewer Road reported a man came up to her residence telling her she owed money. The company denied sending anyone to her residence. 3:07 p.m. caller from 17,000 block of Indian Springs Road reported burglary, vandalism, and trespassing. And 4:20 p.m. caller from Alto Sierra Drive in Johnson reported a very drunken driver hit a rock in the parking lot. And 7:29 p.m. caller from Wolf Mountain Road in Sutherland Drive reported two quads or motorcycles driving up and down the road carrying flashlights and rifles, possibly spotlighting deer. Shooting was heard. Suspects were strongly admonished. 7:45 p.m. a caller from Madrona Way and Banner Lava Cap Road reported someone shooting at vehicles. And 7:46 p.m. caller from Ridge and Ridge Estates Roads reported hearing 3 shots. And 8:11 p.m. caller from 23,000 block of Pepe Place reported the theft of a package from a lockbox. And Nevada City Police Department on Wednesday. 3:37 p.m. caller from 300 block of Broad Street reported a person lightly hit a pedestrian and was demanding an attorney. And that's it for Blotter today. Now another thanks to one of our underwriters who supports your only visual video news media in Nevada County. That's right, it's us, GVTV News.
Soundcheck Music Center, the rock and roll connection. We have guitars, amps, drum equipment, sound accessories, lessons, and repairs. We are located at 671 Maltman Drive, Grass Valley. 530-272-7236, open 7 days a week.
In today's local news headlines, Mark Meckler concealed weapons permit to be likely reinstated. And Fun Friday Science for the family. And Grass Valley Schools down to 3 proposals for reconfiguration. And Occupy rallies against Citizens United. In a story written by Matthew Renda of the Union, Nevada County Sheriff's Office is awaiting official paperwork before moving into the concealed weapons permit of the Tea Party Patriot co-founder Mark Meckler. Sheriff Keith Rowe has yet to receive the official documentation from Queens County Court confirming Meckler's felony gun possession charges were dropped to disorderly conduct, said Donna Nelson, Royal Secretary. Nelson said in all likelihood Meckler will have his permit reinstated once the paperwork is obtained and processed. Meckler had his permit revoked in mid-December after being arraigned in New York on charges of second-degree criminal possession of a weapon, felony that could have carried up to 15 years in prison. Meckler was arrested after he tried to check in for a Delta Airlines flight with a locked box containing a Glock pistol and 19 units of 9mm ammunition. The charges have been reduced significantly. Last week, Meckler was sentenced to pay a $250 fine. In light of what happened in New York, we have suspended his license at this point in time, Rawls had said in mid-December interview. We want to know that the outcome is that the criminal charge. And if it's an honest mistake and no charge furthered, in all likelihood, his license would be reinstated. If he is found to be an international violation of law, then there was a strong possibility he would not have it reissued. On its face, it looks like he was upfront. Families, teachers, and folks of any age will enjoy this free event that shows how mathematics, science operate using everyday objects in fun new ways. Weigh the atmosphere with bicycle tire or 2 bottles. Get inside a hot air balloon made of hair dryer. Build an air bladder vehicle using a garbage bag. Bring some garbage bag scissors, tape to share, or just bring yourself. These projects will show what to learn, to memorize facts. Doing is the path of understanding. 2 classes were led by Grass Valley resident Greg Zahler, a credentialed teacher in science education. They're sponsored by nonprofit Creative Learning Adventures. You can attend the classes. They set at 6:30 p.m. on 2 consecutive Fridays, January 27th, February 3rd, at Madeline Helling Library next to the Rood Administration Center off Highway 49 in Nevada City. You can visit coactivelearning.org for more information. Register or drop in are welcome, and you should check it out. Grass Valley School District Superintendent Eric Fredrickson announced a trio of proposals on facilities and district reconfigurations on the district's website. Fredrickson stated an open letter special board meeting held at Lyman Gilmore Multipurpose Room at 7 p.m. Wednesday will include the review of 3 proposals generated by the district leadership. January 31st, district is slated to take action on the proposals. Proposals number 1, which is the district claims to save $68,000 in utility costs alone, calls for 5th and 8th grade estimated 540 students attend Lyman Gilmore schools. Grades K4, 702 students would attend Hennessy campus. Scott School would house 402 Grass Valley Charter School students. Grades K8 and Bell Hill campus would unoccupy an available rent, although the proposed states that the renter would unlikely be the newly created Sierra Academy Expenditure Learning. Proposal number 2, estimated 64,000 utility servants, again calls for 5th and 8th to attend Lyman Gilmore. Grass Valley Charter would operate at Hennessy campus, while Scotton would be at home at 489 of the K4 students in Bell Hill, the site of Discovery School's preschool, also space rent. Boy, this story is just full of ideas and things. And so, if you want, you can just go and, pay the union. You can read this story there. And another Matthew Arenda story, Nevada County I'm sorry about getting off on a rant there, but you know how it is. Nevada County's Occupy movement has beneficial from not physically occupying public space, freeing them up to concentrate on high-level issues important to the movement, one of its organizers say. Although the leadership of the Occupy Nevada County is amorphous, Heather Luna Keesby has emerged as one of the spokespeople for the protest movement. She said that while the strength of the weekly protests has diminished in numbers, many of those involved in the movement have directed their attention towards ridding the American political system of the undue influence of corporate donations to public representation in their election campaigns. Keesby's group has concentrated efforts on assailing the Citizens United versus Federal Election Commission decision by the United States Supreme Court, which was handed down January 2010. The decision essentially prohibits government from placing restrictions on spending of corporations and unions for political purposes, citing the First Amendment. It was a 5-4 decision. We do believe that money equals free speech, Keesby said. Keesby said Occupy Nevada County has been in the forefront of the effort that has decision revisited and has enlisted the help of attorneys. We are spearheading the movement and spearheading, and I think it's good that we don't have a campsite to occupy so that we don't have to deal with the day-to-day issue of managing that. Instead, we're getting the whole state behind the Citizen United issue. Occupy Nevada County has often focused on issues of corporate personhood, with participation claiming that the corporation's ability to funnel money to political campaigns corrupts the American political system and compromises the representative democracy. January 21st, the 2nd anniversary of the Citizen United decision, Occupy Nevada County is scheduled to host a community festival and teach-in to promote a vision of democracy of, by, and for the people, free of market domination, and offer education on history and repercussions of Citizen United. The festival starts 10:30 a.m., food, fun, games at the United Methodist Church in Nevada City on top of Broad Street. Procession will following down to Robinson Plaza. Teach-in will be held at the church from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. Anyone wishing to participate is welcome. Wild and Scenic, occupied Nevada County, will hold a rally during, well, they did hold a rally during the Wild and Scenic Festival. Organizers did dub that event a New Year's Resolution Rally. It has taken place during the Wild and Scenic Film Festival in Commercial Street, which you can watch on NevadaCountyTV.org. We're streaming the entire 2 days that we did. A lot of interviews there, so check it out. The rally will include street theater, shadow puppetry, and platform for local speakers. We shot some of that too. That's it for local news today. We'd like to thank Amy Goodman, Reuters, Associated Press, and sort of the Union. And you can watch this broadcast on Comcast Cable, NCTV Channel 11, Nevada County TV, 8 a.m., 3 p.m. It's the 7:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, Southern Link 16 in Truckee and Alto Sierra. And we also streamed on internet, NCTV's Digital Media Center website, NevadaCountyTV.org and GVTV.org. And don't forget Grass Valley Television that plays 24/7 on the net, GrassValleyTelevision.com, and it's free. We post to Facebook, YouTube, Blip.tv, and many other sites. Have RSS feed, video podcast on iTunes. Just search under video podcast for GVTV News. Content is controlled by the producers of this newscast. Grass Valley Television is not necessarily the opinion of NCTV Digital Media Center. Grass Valley television also videotapes local events around Nevada County. If you want to know more about that, just give us a call. 362-8889 will tell you what we do. This show produced by Grass Valley Television and Rural County's Television Network, and we'll talk to you probably Monday because I might take a break. Christopher's Old World Deli and Catering Company has brought its delicious food and service downtown Grass Valley. Do you like desserts? They got them. You like international style lunches? They got them. Christopher's Deli and Catering for parties, get-togethers, weddings, or whatever. Open 7 days a week. Bellstar Shop is a one-of-a-kind place you will find on the Ridge. Steaming hot coffee and a cool atmosphere with healthy food, organic desserts, and meals available. Belle and her smile will not be forgotten the first time you visit.
Gonna be the one. Every day I wake up, I'm looking for a reason. Rise into a sun that was in it not so long ago. Sit on my porch and watch the people lead and follow. Not above them, it's just hard to love them. They all see so hard. Trying to find something to do that I didn't do the day before. Hoping someone will come through and lighten up my world. If you're looking for an answer, don't you know the answer's looking for you? If you're looking for an answer, every day I make up another list of reasons why I should wait for tomorrow, but today is slipping away. I could drag this on forever, had a point but I can't remember. There won't be peace inside until I find the pieces of myself. Trying to find something to do that I didn't do the day before. Hoping someone will come through and lighten up my world. Well, if you're looking for the answer, don't you know the answer's looking for you? If you're looking for an answer, then the answer is every day I make up another list of reasons. Rise into a sun that was hidden not so long ago. Sit on my porch and watch the people lead and follow. Not above them, it's hard to love them, they all seem so hard. Well, if you're looking for an answer, don't you know you got something to prove? If you're looking for the answer, it seems to me that you got nothing to lose. If you're looking for the answer, then the answer is and the answer is
You are correct, sir.